Well, good evening, everyone. Coming at you again for another, this is number 22 of my live streams, and I want to thank you all for coming out again. Who do we got here so far? We got Susan is in, and good seeing you, Jimmy. And yeah, it's evening here in Arizona, but again, I want to, I understand that we could have people watching from other parts of the world, so please let me know where you're chiming in from. I'd love to see where you're from. And hope everyone's doing well. And this has really been a kind of a very interesting time for me because it's, we're trying to, even though things are seemingly opening up a little bit, they really are, for us performing, obviously it's not doing that much. So the, I just see Bob just came in, one of my hard-working students. I gave him the great version of America with all these really hip chords, and he finishes that, he'll be ready for the next some serious next level stuff. So anyway, great seeing you, Bob. Thanks for coming in. But anyway, the whole performing side of things is pretty much resorting to this right now because we have to. We enjoy playing, us musicians, and there's so many of us right now that have been our steady gigs and all have just gone away, and we have no idea when they're really coming back. So. And that's okay, I'm making the best of a dire situation, and I'm actually enjoying coming to you all streaming like this. It's really been a great pleasure. Like I say, this is number 22. I'll be on my Facebook channel, and I'm doing 23 at 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Mountain Standard Time and Pacific Standard Time are pretty much the same right now at this time of the year. And so if you want to check in there, I'll have all different things. Today I have a brand new original I think you're going to like. It's really a fun one to play. And so I have a story behind that one too. It's really kind of cool. And I got a little piece of memorabilia in here that I think you'll, every show here I'm trying to bring out some memorabilia. The last one I touched upon, living in New Hampshire with the great foliage, and then the one before that was, I think, the one with I was playing at Joe Tecchi's in the North End of Boston back in 76. I just got out of high school. So you're going to see those things. So if you go back and watch some of the old live streams, you're going to not only see a lot of different tunes, but you'll see some stories of what it's like to be a musician for 45 years, So I sure got some stories to tell, and it's kind of fun. It makes it really kind of cool. Lenny Whitmore just came in. Good seeing you, Len. One of my hardcore listeners from New Hampshire, where he used to come and see me play when I was playing all over the White Mountains in New Hampshire at these beautiful resorts. I was playing for 11 years, and Len and his beautiful wife Norma would come in, and they'd sit there, and they just knew all the tunes I played, so it was like really kind of cool to play for them. So anyway, I got a bunch of things selected to play for you tonight. Often I kind of even deviate from my sketch out little list of what I want to play, but tonight I'm going to start off with something really kind of very slow, and it's a beautiful tune called "Everything Happens to Me." Enjoy. And that was Everything Happens to Me. We're going to be going on right now to another, falling off of my list here of what I'm playing. Here we go. I'm going on now to another great tune, but before I do so, I'd like to see who's in. Good seeing you, Cheryl. Cheryl's popped in, and I'd like to acknowledge the jazz trio in the beginning. That beginning was on the tune Speak Low. It's a great tune, and that was taken from a live jazz trio concert in Santa Monica, California, back about 5 years ago. I think it's around 2014, maybe 2015. And it was a great band. We had Sinclair, Lott on drums, and the great Roger Shew, who I've had, we lost a few years ago, and it was a real joy and pleasure to be around not only just a consummate musician, but just a wonderful person and a sweet soul. So I'm very blessed to have a lot of nice videos with him playing and this great band that we had together for a couple of years. So so you'll be seeing more of that stuff, and I like to feature some of those trio recordings because I walk into the gigs. I'm an artist for the Earthworks microphone company, so this is my microphone here, and this is why this piano's sounding so good here, because it's a really it's a world-class microphone on this piano. And so when I walk into the gigs, I take my microphone and a few cameras, so I'm able to record all these gigs. And after the gigs, so I can. So it's funny, the drummer is walking in, the bass player, and I walk in with cameras and a microphone. Only when there's a piano there, though. You know, I surely have my hands full when I got to bring my own gear. But it's definitely a memorable time to look at the trio stuff. So you'll see that same trio, which will be appearing all through my YouTube channel, and you'll see them all over the place. I have a lot of stuff there, and I still be having stuff come out, and that I haven't even released yet, onto YouTube. So YouTube is a good place right now for finding all my live streams. They're all going to be parked in a really nice, convenient place called Live Streams, so you'll be able to see them there. And they're all numbered, and each one will have index, so you can see what tunes I'm playing, and even I might even go as deep as what memorabilia I'm touching on, So I got some cool stories to tell you. But this next tune goes back really very early. It was written in 1919, and then the lyrics were, it's nice because I'm actually learning a lot about these tunes too. I think, oh yeah, this next tune is Indian Summer, by the way, and it's so appropriate as we approach summer here in Arizona. But it's and lyrics were written in 1939, 20 years later. But it's a cool tune, and it really is very indicative of. We've had a great weather here. I don't know if anyone's from Arizona here. I know there's a lot of Arizona people here that know the area, and we've had marvelous weather. It's just been really, really terrific. And good seeing you. Tricia just came in. And oh man, it's just so nice to see everyone. But anyway, I get the weather has been really nice, and this made me start thinking about, okay, summer's coming. It's supposed to get more warm or hot, I guess, next week. So, but we've been fortunate to have the pool here and and enjoy it and in our quarantine time. Speaking of quarantine, I got a great another composition I'm going to do in a couple of tunes for you. It's a good one. I really enjoy playing it. So this next tune is Indian Summer. Okay, enjoy. Well, there you have it, Indian Summer. It's just such a good tune, man. It's just one of those kind of old tunes. Not many people are playing it, and you're hearing it here from Arizona, where we have just we're coming right into the summer here. So we have and again, Trisha. Good seeing Trisha's a student of mine, a former student, and now a new student, and she's for those that might not know, I do a very unique personal video correspondence with all my students, and it's they're very personal lessons, and they actually perform for me with their videos, and I critique it, and I do live critiques, all edited here. So it's really kind of a very unique way of studying, and it's one lesson a month. It keeps it affordable, and it keeps it and very, very a lot of fun. So anyway, we're it's nice to see Trisha in here. So hope you're practicing, Trisha. I give them plenty to work on because they get a whole month and they get all the videos of all the content that I teach, plus all my personal stuff that I add on top of it. So it's a pretty intense program. It can be, or it could be relaxed too. But anyway, good seeing you, Tony. Thanks for coming in, and again, please let me know where everyone is. If you have anyone that's going to be outside the area, it's always cool to, because I know this is in the Europe. I've had a lot of emails and such from Japan and Italy and Denmark and different places. So it's been really nice to know we get an audience out there. But often they don't get a chance to see it because of the time scheduling here. But I'm sure enjoying this immensely. It's really a lot of fun. So in this process of writing, I love writing music, and today I'm going to be doing 2 originals, and one I've written before the quarantine time and this COVID-19 thing, but this one here was number 8. I'm not sure how many. I got quite a few done, and it really is a fun one to play. I think you're going to agree with me. I haven't not played it for anyone. I just finished it, and put all the tweaks in it, and it sits really kind of nice. It's called Frogantine Blues. Okay, quarantine, Frogantine Blues. So anyway, this is the story and how this came about. Everyone says, well, how do you come up with these names of these things? So this is in my courtyard in my house here in Arizona, and there's my frog. Okay, this is the frog. Now this thing has a story behind it because I found it at a kind of a really cool house over in Scottsdale, and they had it at a yard sale kind of thing, and he didn't have a leg, man. It was no leg. So I said, well, I'll take him. I'll make this my project. So I took him to the local welder, and here he is. And he even told me that, wow, I felt really kind of weird that I was like sitting there. I was like operating on this like alien. So it was really kind of funny. And so lo and behold, and here we are in my courtyard, me and my frog, and when people are here, they always say, hey, it's cool frog, man. But it's this is Frogantine Blues, and it's a fun one. It really is a fun one. And a lot of the things I've been writing, I did May Promise, and that was a very promising time. And you'll hear a lot of these in my, I'm usually featuring them in my weekly live streams. And then what I hope to do is to be doing a show where I'm doing all the originals from the quarantine time. So it's really going to be a very special thing for me to put this out there. So hope you enjoy the first time anyone's ever heard this besides me in my studio here. So Frogantine Blues. Here we go. Well, there you have it. I guess Susan could picture a frog jumping around with shades. No, it's definitely a fun one to play. I can't wait to play it with some of my music, some of my music associates. So I got some great horn players. I got some great trios. So we're very blessed to have a wonderful array of fabulous musicians here in Arizona. I mean, it's really something. I know I'm highlighting a lot of my memorabilia from years back, and when you go years back like that, it's kind of it's like I brought up some memories, man. I get through doing this, and I'm like, wow, man, where did all those years go? I just showed some pictures of me. You'll see in my last show, I think. I was 1976. I had this like wild, like Lionel Richie hair and big glasses, and I'm wearing like this burgundy like tuxedo. I was like 18 years old, 19 years old, playing with this great singer and a really great bass player, Dave Zox, and that was in back in the day. But it's 44 years ago, man. So I'm like, where did all these years go by? But it's but anyway, I really I love what I do. It's something I've been doing a long, long time, and and it's just nice to be able to share it with you all. And again, writing music is a big part of it. It's a really big thing. I see Rosie just came in, and again, it's so nice to see a group of people coming in. And again, the nice thing about the way YouTube works is this will stay up on my YouTube page, so people can come in and check it if you happen to miss it, or you want to see some of the others now. Some of the others are really, again, I try to do all different tunes. Occasionally I repeat a tune, but I've done 22 shows, and I'm pretty much doing all different tunes, so it makes it kind of cool. This next one was written in 1943, and then I got some memorabilia for you after this one, okay? So it's called Taking a Chance on Love. Here we go. Taking a chance on love. Again, it was one of those kind of really, kind of an old tune to play. It's really a lot of fun to play. Always, it always gets me going. It's always a fun one. And so this brings up an interesting piece of memorabilia. And what I wanted to do is I usually go through my photo albums. Let me get a drink of water here. And I got some cool stuff. There was a place, Len Whitmore might know this. He's in the house here tonight. So I think if you, do you remember Leonard's in Brockton? Leonard's in Brockton. What I used to do as a jazz artist is I used to have a jazz trio. And I would go into a place and I'd sell them on a jazz night, on a Monday night. This happened to be a Monday night. So it was an off night, so I can get great players to come out and play. And they're always, it's not interfering with their steady Saturday gig or Friday, Saturday gig. So I'd have my house trio and we would feature all these named players. So this first one we had done here, well, this wasn't actually the first one, but this was at Leonard's in Brockton. And I'm going to show you this. This is kind of cool. This right here is the gang. And if you can name these guys, I am just blessed to have had the opportunity to play with all these people, Of course, there's me with my glasses, the mustache, and my hair, and the tuxedo. And always presented really in a very classy manner. Gary Valenti, the trombone player, was with Carla Bley, and he's a really fine musician. And Dave Clark on bass been at Berkeley for a million years. We played a lot together. And the great Bob Galati, who we just lost, a wonderful world-class musician, one of the finest drummers in the world. We just lost him recently. And it really broke my heart. And off to the left here with the blue sweatshirt. Now these guys came in. This is George Garzone, the famous George Garzone. This is back when we were kids, man. They were kids, and these guys were playing. They were just giant. And then off to the side here is the well-known Joe Lovano. So Joe and George were doing a show downtown in Boston. And when they got done, they came in and they hung out and played. So talk about a night. I mean, this was it was insane. This was to have these three giants up there playing together. And here they are. And I just stopped playing and I had to take a picture of this. I said, there's not every day in my life I'm going to see Joe Lovano, George Garzone, and Gary Valenti all sitting there doing a three-horn thing. It was just magnificent. And here we are, and this is Dave. I think probably Dave's taking a solo, and is George and Gary enjoying themselves, having a blast. So this was a very, very special group of people in my life that I've got a chance to know. Dave Clark and Bob, the bass player and drummer here, I played with all the time. And we became very, very dear friends through the years. And this is the interesting thing that I see, and music is like this, and all the musicians out there will dig where I'm coming from. When you work with someone, even if you share the stage for one set, it's almost like a bond. There's a special quality, a thing that goes on in the chemistry with the people, And so I have people that I've played maybe one gig with that have still stayed in touch and still friendly and still we still cherish that moment we've made music together. So it's kind of it's a very special breed we are, I suppose. It's not all ego driven, as what many people would think. It's a lot of it's very compassionate and a lot of everyone's there to have a good time. We look back at these old pitches here, and it's just unbelievable. That was that was at Leonard's in Brockton. And in Brockton, Mass, was South Shore, south of Boston, probably a half hour, and kind of a little town. And it was a restaurant, and we just took over the place. We'd fill the place with all this world class, jazz music in there, and we'd have different people all the time coming in and featured with my group. So that's my memorabilia for today. So again, every show I'm going to have something new and some new pictures and some new stories and new things. So stay tuned for that stuff. So this next tune is written. I wrote down when it was written. Let's see. It's written in 1939, and it's a really cool tune. And again, not many people play it, but it's called Harlem Nocturne. Okay, check it out. Here we go. Well, there you go. Harlem Nocturne. It's just a, and it's really kind of cool when you start seeing. It really is kind of a story behind it. The lyrics are really pretty deep, man. So it's again, not many people see it. Let's see who we got in here. Yeah, definitely got. I definitely can kind of. I love grabbing this. Bob Galligan was born in Brockton, played baseball against Rocky Marciano. And I remember Rocky Marciano when the great Lou Colombo was my really great friend, great trumpet player. And it was really very kind of bringing back some serious memories here, touching on people that maybe haven't been there in 40, 50 years or longer, So, well, anyway, this has been this particular next piece of music that I have is one that is it's really fun to play. It's one I wrote because I was intending to go to Italy, and before all this happened, I was kind of on the horizon. I was kind of I've already made some phone calls, and I was putting my feelers out to some performing places, and I was going to go out there and play some jazz in Italy for several weeks, and I was actually going to go for quite a while because the nice advantage of teaching the way I do is I still can be over there and still be working. I have to take my cameras on the plane and and a small little portable piano, and I could still work from my hotel room or my villa, wherever I'm going to be. So that's still going to be on the horizon for me someday. But at this point right now, of course, Italy is really in a tough place too. So we're all in this together. So it really is kind of just a surreal time. So hopefully this music is, I'm enjoying so much bringing everyone together and having some fun. And I do this at the house anyway. I sit and play piano at my home, regularly. It's like one of my things I love to do. So I just wanted to share it with you all. So feel free, if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, make sure you do. And if you can, that way you'll be notified whenever I have live stuff coming up. I have all kinds of instructional stuff, and any of the shows. If you happen to know anyone that'd be interested in checking it out, feel free to send them, share it with them, and send them my way, and we'll have them on board here. So we're going to try to build this audience here. It's going to be really fun. This next tune is called Sono Tua, and it's in Italian. Okay, and it's I wrote this, and I write all this stuff in the dark, but it means I'm yours in Italian. So it's a very kind of romantic kind of bossa nova thing, and but it has that kind of real Italian kind of vibe on it. Hope you enjoy it. Okay, Sono Tua. Well, there you have it, Sono Tua. That's one of my originals, and it's a lot of fun to play. Man, I just like, it's funny. They kind of grow on me. Everyone says, "What's your favorite tune?" Yeah, it's a question I always get asked. It's usually the one that I'm writing at the time, or I'm learning at the time. It becomes, because you get so intimate with it, and it's just one of those kind of experiences. But this one here is. All these originals that I've been doing, I have a special place for them. I don't know whether it's become older and I'm just seasoned or something. I'm just getting I'm really attached to them, so I really want to put them out there, and that's going to be on my horizon to do some serious recording of all my original music. So that's coming up. So speaking of originals, I'm going to leave you tonight with my number one song that I wrote during quarantine, and that was the Forever April. It's a great one. I'm very proud of it, and it was the first one, and I gave it the title in April, even though I started it earlier. But it seemed like April was going on and on and on for everyone. I'm sure it seemed like it was going to go on forever, and so it's a kind of a special one, and I hope you enjoy it. I'm going to leave you on that one, but again, I hope to see you all again. I hope to be back here again next Thursday, and again more. Yeah, Jimmy, seasoned. Yeah, I'm seasoned. That's a polite or sophisticated way of saying I'm getting old, or seasoned, or getting into set in my ways, or whatever it is, that we older people do now. But it's I have fun with it, and I really the stuff seems to be coming out really. I wrote 8 tunes during quarantine, and that show is going to be coming up. So be looking for that. I'll typically announce it on my YouTube channel ahead of time, probably on a Monday or Tuesday for that week, and I also put it on Facebook. My personal Facebook page will show you where I'm going to be, what's going to be coming up. But in a particular situation where I'm going to be playing all those originals, it's coming up probably the next week or two. So I got about 8 of them, so I'm really excited to play all the tunes for you. And I have, see if I remember them all. I have Orange Umbrellas was really a cool Latin one I wrote. Welcome Back, Geranios. It was my geraniums came back during this time because I was able to watch them. But it was like all these, and they're just, and it was just, it was forever. What was the other one? I'm spacing on some of the names of them, but it was very, they're all pertinent to what we're going through. So they all have some emotion and some great deep feelings rooted to them. So anyway, we're going to leave you with Forever April, and I want to wish everyone a good night and have a great weekend. And maybe I'll see you Saturday 5 o'clock on my Facebook for more tunes and more memorabilia. I got some really cool memorabilia coming, so that's a fun part of putting this all together. So I really like sharing it with you all. Okay, take care. God bless everyone, and I'll catch you next time. Okay, see ya. Bye.